It's been some time since my arrival here in the city. I would say a week or so. In that time, I've managed to build up quite the little nest egg of gold. Around 1,700 pieces, which honestly does sound like a lot, but given the prices of the city, isn't. I'm only thankful that the tailor continues to buy the cloth I supply for about 20 pieces per roll. With gold in hand, I had a few errands I had in mind. First was to go to the bookstore. There were a few editions I wished to buy, my first journal having nearly been filled. Books in hand, I made my way to the Mages Guild, north of the inn that I stay in. I wish to continue my education, and I mulled over what spells to buy. While food does seem like a useful spell, I decided to go with something a bit more tactful. I can buy food. I can't buy the ability to see at night, or have my armor be more powerful, nor can I buy the ability to attack any foes at range that happen to threaten me or any of my patients, though my goal of being a healer is still far from reality. Next, I thought perhaps I should go to the Warriors Guild. If I am going to be a healer, a wandering healer, out on the field, I'm going to need to know how to defend myself. The Warriors Guild was a grand old building, made of stone just outside the city. Many people have trained here, I'll wager. Made my way to the roof, and began my self-discovery of unarmed combat. After a while, I decided to start practicing with the staff I carried with me. Wandering healers always carry these staffs around. I have to imagine it's more than just an aid in walking. After an afternoon or so, I found that my body had actually grown a little stronger. Training takes a lot out of me. Skill and weapons in unarmed combat are very handy, but I can't say I know the right way to employ them. I went to the trainer, the knight, on the first floor, seemingly guarding the building. He wore an impressive suit of plate mail, a chain coif, and carried a battle axe that would give most people certainly a good measure of pause. I asked if he would train me in tactics, and he agreed, for a price, of course. I happily paid it. After the Warriors Guild, I happened to stumble upon a dog just along the roadside. I took a moment to see if my luck had improved. Unfortunately, it seems I still needed the aid of a good steak if I was to catch the eye of one of these wandering hounds. Maybe one day one will find the ability to trust me. I hope I'm worthy of this trust. Since training in the Warriors Guild, I thought maybe I would be better suited for whatever lays in store for me with a bit of extra equipment. I still had plenty of coin left, so I decided to invest in a small beginner's shield and a mace that seemed relatively light and easy to swing. After buying some more equipment, I decided to explore the city a bit and found a different mage's college to the east of my end, across the river. It's the poorer side of town, not nearly as done up, gentrified. The streets are more rough, the buildings are a bit more worn. But I think the people seem a bit happier on this side of town. A bit more cozy, personable, they're quicker to smile. I finished what education could be learned here, and then sat on a log outside to transcribe the scrolls that I bought. Scrolls are but single use, but should I take the spell within and copy it into my book, I'll have it forever. Then it's up to me to simply say the words properly. After transcribing my scrolls, I decided to do what I normally do after work. I went for a walk amongst the woods. I have to admit, this was another reason I stopped by the Warriors Guild. These walks are rather dangerous. Wandering through nature is a good way to find the ingredients needed for spell work. Garlic, ginseng, mandrake, spider silk, black pearls, sulphurous ash, blood moss, nightshade. However, the creatures of the woods care little for my peaceful search and seem to attack me on sight. Some of these encounters can be very dangerous. The noise of combat will bring others to your location. Before you know it, you could quickly find yourself overwhelmed in sheer numbers if nothing else. Though I have to admit, numbers or not, that creature with green skin, I doubt I could have taken him even by myself, with himself. I tried later, after we ditched the zombie. His slow machinations could not keep up with us, but he was far too strong, and far, far too fast. When he simply walked after me when I ran, I had to think to myself he was just amusing himself with a bit of combat. Maybe it wasn't malice, but a form of entertainment for him. Once I fled him, I ran into several tall, gigantic creatures while scouring the woods for resources. First, one with 2 heads and a club. I blocked it with my shield, but it still nearly took my arm off. After him, a tall, quickly regenerating creature. The moment I hit it, it seemed to heal. I had no choice but to run from what was a losing battle. After him, I wandered near a graveyard, hearing sounds. At first I thought it was someone injured. And in my naivety, I decided perhaps this is a good time to ply my trade. Or at least the trade I was hoping to take up. Unfortunately, it was someone that I'd already met their end. Their bones wandering around, looking at anything alive with a certain level of hatred that I didn't quite understand. It chased me to town, and I decided to try and hold my ground, lest the people in the town be threatened. hadn't seen any guards. I assume they must be about, I just haven't seen them. After a pitched battle that seemingly lasted hours, I finally won. I was beaten, bloody, quite exhausted on every level, mentally and emotionally, physically. Once his bones had collapsed into a pile, I noticed that he had a few belongings. It didn't seem sensible to me to leave them with the corpse. He had no use for them. Looking through, I found basic supplies, a bit of bread, a nail, a torch, and a pouch full of gold. Maybe this was an adventurer that met his end a bit too early. I couldn't tell. The day ending, I decided to return home to the inn. I greeted Zevin as I normally do, and gave him a bit of the gold that I had been carrying. I retired to my room then, and did what I normally do after an eventful day. I decided to write in my journal.